2018 is the centennial year of U.S. participation in World War I, and American History TV is marking the anniversary with a variety of programs.
In reality, when you were in the trenches in 1918, they would not have looked anywhere near as nice as this. The average soldier found himself up to his knees in mud, muck, and mire, especially in Belgium. Belgium had a very high water table. Along with that mud, muck, and mire was everything else that was in it. Europe had been at war for the past 3.5 years. America didn't enter until April of 1917, and we didn't get boots on the ground in Europe until 1918. By that time, you've had 3.5 years of war, conflict, death, gas warfare. All of that is mixing with what the soldiers had to live in. There weren't just one trench. You had a frontline trench, you had a secondary trench, you had a tertiary trench, you had supplies in the back where you had a cook wagon, you had artillery behind that. So the trench line was not just one trench. It was an entire complex, but that was your home, for better or for worse. This happens to be one of the more common rifles that you would have seen the United States forces carrying. This is the 1903 Springfield, 30-06 caliber. Not uncommon to many individuals. This was not the most common rifle issued. Actually, the more commonly seen in American hands was the Model 17. The 03, however, was a slightly lighter rifle. It had very good accuracy, 5-round magazine, and this was the soldier's best friend during the war. The bayonet fixed right on there, and when you were up on the line, that's how you would have been. If you happen to be in marching order, the bayonet itself would actually be affixed to the haversack, and all of the haversack would then be attached to the belt itself, able to distribute the weight. Now, just because the weight's distributed doesn't mean that it's a very comfortable piece of equipment, especially when you wind up having your blanket and your tent strapped to the bottom of the pack, leading it to being a very bottom-heavy bag. It tended to sway about a good bit. So soldiers would be quite pleased to get that off as quickly as possible.